every cosmic principle, when it is cognized in you and you start living, you are grounded on cosmos. I wanted to coin this new word, grounded on cosmos. If someone understands how the cosmos moves, the whole cosmic logic, and established in that, I want to call that person grounded on cosmos. Grounded in cosmos. Just today we were discussing. Few days before, a big snake appeared in Tiruvannamalai Ashram. Tiruvannamalai Ashram is a huge property, more than 3-acre land. And it is hill, just next to the reserve forest. Actually, our border is the reserve forest. Tiruvannamalai Ashram, our ashram land and border is the reserve forest. So we are the first private owned property. And poor snake will not know it is a reserve forest. Border is ending and private property is beginning, and I should not enter into private property. He may not have seen our patta and all the legal documents, and he cannot read also patta and all the legal documents, so he would have just walked in. He said, it's a 3-acre property, just move out from where he is. He will go away in half an hour or 1 hour. They immediately messaged back, no, he is raising the hood and threatening all of us. Then I said, you guys must have done some stupidity. Tell me the details. They said, a few days before one small snake came, we killed it. That is where the whole problem starts. What's the need to kill? You see, if there are kids, you can't vacate them immediately from that place. The kid's life is in danger. Only then you are allowed to kill even a snake. Understand? Even an animal which is directly dangerous to your life can be killed only if there are kids and their life is in danger. If you are an adult and you can save yourself from that animal, you should only think of saving yourself or driving them out. No killing. And I tell you, this Palghar lynching, Sadhu's lynching video, we could not even see that video. When I saw that video, this is what I told all my Kailasavasis. Hey, listen. These bloody cheap demons who are killing the sadhus in Palghar, they may be great successful in grabbing the land. Actually, the whole conversion is nothing but the tactics of grabbing more land and just grabbing nations. Whether it is militant missionaries or missionary militants, it's all about grabbing land. It's a political strategy and cunning agendas, strategies and agendas. It has nothing to do with cosmic principles or enlightenment or spiritual truths. Using religion to grab land, nations, is the worst thing. Anyhow, when I was seeing that video, I told our guys, hey, even a snake, killing a snake, we think so many times, so many things. Once my Kailasavasis from Tiruvannamalai, they told me that they killed a small snake. I said, now complete with the snake for killing that small baby snake. He has come to ask for justice. Then immediately on my Trishul I had the Naga Devata, Naga Raja. I apologized to him, I completed with him and prayed, please make sure that Kailasavasis are safe, and I'll also make sure that no snake is killed unless somebody kid's life is in danger. This casual killing I will not allow. The moment I connected and completed with Nagaraja, just few seconds, only few seconds, that snake which came in Tiruvannamalai ashram, threatening everyone for hours, disappeared. It just moved to the roof and disappeared. I told our guys, we Hindus can never think of killing some human being so brutally, ganging up. You see, this ganging up and killing means all the 200 fellows are demons then. They are so demonic. All the 200 are convinced that this murder is right. Innocent sadhu, they don't even know him, who he is. They only know him that he is wearing a kavi, saffron robe. He is a Hindu sannyasi. He is a mahant of a very respected Hindu order, Akada Parishad. Akada Parishad is the largest apex body of Hinduism, understand? And he belongs to that apex body. He is the mahant, sitting mahant. 70-year-old sannyasi. And his assistant is a balasant. He took sannyas when he was 12. Kalpavruksha Giri Maharaj is a 70-year-old mahant. Sushil Giri Maharaj took sannyas when he was 12. Balasant. They belong to a very respected, a classy, elite sampradaya. Even otherwise, nobody has the right to kill a sadhu who is wearing a saffron. No weapon. He doesn't have any weapon on him. This bunch of dash, dash, dash. You feel all the worst bad words you know. This bunch of dash, dash fellows, demons, are able to gang up and kill. The worst kind of killing. It's not that in one corner they strategically made the accident kind of a thing happen, or they strategized and put one bomb. In that way, we can say, all right, only one person is involved, one person is only demon. But here, all the 200 or whoever, how many number is involved, so many demons living in one village, means the village, whole village is demonized. And they are convinced about not only killing enemy, killing whom they think as enemy, who does not even have a weapon, from whom they don't have any direct danger. And now lot more details are emerging out. These demons may have that land, and these demons are very powerful, and their ecosystem, you see, no media is talking about it. The great liberal gang in India, Awad Wapasi gang, none of them react. because it is their ecosystem. How much of airtime spent on me to dump so much poisonous hate speech on me? See that amount of hate speech anti-Hindu media mafia aired on me. 14,000 hours. 14,000 hours of poison, hate speech dumped on me. Not even minuscule part, 1,000th airtime or print media space is used to tell the world the lynching, mob lynching by the terrorist gangs, missionary militants of these innocent sadhus, the unholy nexus of all the anti-Hindu gangs has happened in India. Missionary militants, militant missionaries, the Naxals, all the different gangs who has roots all over the world, who are anti-Hindus, all of them have ganged up. See, outside India, they all fight with each other. Internationally, these Naxals fight with militant missionaries, and militant missionaries fight with missionary militants. They fight with each other. But inside India, deadly combination. All of them have ganged up together on Hindus. That is why I say Hindus are minority in India. Don't be in a delusion. If you think Hindus are majority in India, you are in delusion. How everyone, including Karna, ganged up on Abhimanyu in Mahabharata. Karna is supposed to be so-called dharmic warrior. Even he ganged up, all ganged up and killed Abhimanyu. Same way, everyone is ganging up against Hinduism in India. If Hindus are thinking they are majority in India, you are fool. Whoever is thinking you are majority in India, you are fool. And the so-called neo-Hindus, who are supposed to be very dharmic, I'll say they are as dangerous to Hindus as these Naxal gangs. The anti-Brahmin, anti-Guru, neo-Hindus are as dangerous as the Naxal gang for Hinduism. Even an animal which can be dangerous to your life, we don't kill. We have so much restriction and strategies to protect ourselves. Only when there is a kid's life is in danger that he cannot be vacated from there. He cannot be saved from that place. That animal may take his life. Only then you can even kill that animal. That also after trying enough to drive out, to bring a peaceful resolution in that situation, you have to try everything. Not otherwise. I was telling the contrast to my sannyasis. See, those demons may own that land for whatever life they will live, but cosmically they are orphans. After they die, what will happen? They will be orphans in the cosmos. Because the way they died, they were very loyal and integrated to land, but not to the cosmos. But we Hindus, we don't even kill an animal which can take away our life. We may not have land, but I tell you, we have cosmos. We are grounded on cosmos. Oh Hindus, I want to tell you guys, let your first priority be integrated to cosmic principles. Hell with this planet Earth. With this first priority, being in tune with the cosmic logic and cosmic principles, being in tune with the cosmic principles, integrated to cosmic principles, as long as you can live in the planet Earth, otherwise leave the planet Earth. Understand, the definition of Hindu is person who is integrated to cosmic logic. And only beings who are integrated to cosmic logic can protect planet Earth from destruction. As long as we people integrated to the cosmic logic live on the planet Earth, it will be alive. Humanity will be alive. So don't, I'm categorically telling you, don't compromise on cosmic logic and cosmic principles. Be absolutely integrated to cosmic logic and cosmic principles. With that integrity, let us live as long as possible on this planet Earth.